Hi guys, this is Erika, and in today's video, let's talk about what's the secret to manifest all of your desires. But before we start, I just want to remind you that we are giving away a free course called How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. All the details are down below. And also, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I would love to help you. I have a sale going right now. So if you're interested, take advantage of that while it lasts. All the details are down below. And also, I've been getting a lot of good feedback on the affirmation tracks that I have for sale for manifesting your specific person back and manifest commitment. People are getting a lot of positive movement. So if you're interested, also all the details are down below. But let's start with this video. So I wrote down some points that I think are important to manifest all of your desires. So I think this is the secret. And I think I've talked about this before in other videos. So I think the first thing that we have to do to manifest our desires is, it's so important, is recognize yourself as the only one with free will, right? Remind yourself that you are the one that's operating everything. That's why we say you are the operant power. You have the control, right? And nobody, literally nobody separate from you. They have to show up in your reality according to how you're thinking of them. I feel like when we remind ourselves of that, like we feel so much better, so much in control. We're not so worried about what's going to happen because we know everyone is connected to me, right? They have to show up according to how I'm thinking of them. There is no separation, because when we are assuming separation, meaning they can do whatever they want, your specific person can do whatever they want, they can walk away, they can cheat on you, they can reject you, then you're assuming separation. But when you remind yourself, like, no, like this is how they are going to show up from now on, loving, committed, respectful, loyal, then I feel like we take a burden off of our shoulders, right? Like we don't worry so much about that. Like, okay, well, yeah, I'm experiencing this not so good experience, right? The rejection, the no commitment, but I can turn this around because they're not separate from me. I'm the one who's in control. They're not separate from me, and they have to show up in my reality according to how I'm thinking of them from now on. What happened in the past, it's the past. It doesn't exist anymore. It's irrelevant, right? The only thing that you have to focus on is how do I want them to show up from now on. So I think that's point number one, reminding yourself that you're the one who's in control and they don't have free will, right? Because I feel like a lot of us are still thinking and assuming that they can do whatever they want. A lot of us are still thinking or not having full faith, like, do they really not have free will? Am I really in control? Right? So I think that's point number one. Even if you don't believe it at first, it's totally okay. Just by you saying the words, thinking the words, like, I'm the one who's in control. They're not separate from me. They're thinking what I say they're thinking. They're feeling what I say they're feeling. They're doing what I say they're doing. Just by saying that, you will start seeing the movement. Because remember, your words will never come back empty. Okay? So that's point number one. Remind yourself that you are the one who's in control. Point number two that I think is so important. I think you have to revise the story. Meaning, let's say that your specific person broke up with you. And they said things that hurt you, like, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you, right? So you have to revise that story. Why? Because all the power is in your now moment. The fact that they said those things to you was a reflection of your fears, your assumptions, right? So it's just information, it's data to be like, oh, okay, so this came from me. I was consciously or subconsciously thinking that what if they leave me? What if they don't love me, right? That's, or like, I don't feel good enough, right? So that breakup came from me, but I know I feel good about the fact that I know that I can turn that around. And the only thing that matters is, how do I think about them from now on? How do I think of myself from now on? So you have to revise that story. Stop replaying in your mind those words that hurt you, like, I don't love you, I don't want to be with you. Stop replaying them. Because if that's how you're focusing, if that's what you're thinking about, with this powerful tool that we have, our mind, our thoughts, what do you think is going to keep happening ahead? More rejection, more separation, right? More of that story of they're not with me anymore, they broke up with me. And that's not what you want. That's not what you deserve. Remember, you didn't come here to be miserable. You came here to be happy. So you have to revise that story. Instead of thinking of those hurtful words and actions, you have to really persist in your mind and telling yourself, like, no, like, they love me, they're committed to me, right? They're you know, we're inseparable. Like, they don't want to be away from me. They love me so much. They love me unconditionally. They're crazy about me. But that's my person. That's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend, right? That's my partner. That's it. They're committed to me. They want to be with me. They cannot be without me. They cannot live without me. That's it. Focus on that story. Instead of replaying the breakup, instead of replaying the words and actions that hurt you, say, that's in the past. No, I don't identify. From now on, I'm only going to focus on, like, that's my person, that is my partner, they love me, they are committed to me. You can revise what they said, and instead of hearing those words that hurt you, hear them in your mind, like inner conversations. Hear them tell you, I love you so much. I can't live without you. Like, I'm so in love with you. I'm so committed to you. I respect you so much. I love being in your life, right? Revise that story and play those inner conversations instead. So that's important, revision. Also, I mentioned that while I was talking about revision, persistence. Persistence is the key. We cannot be double-minded. If 1 minute I'm thinking, oh, they love me, they're so committed to me, and the next one I'm like, no, like, they broke up with me, they said these hurtful things, then you're not going to see the movement, or you might get that hot and cold behavior, right? If we really want what we want, meaning that commitment, meaning wanting that person back, then you really have to persist, do the work, right? Persist no matter what. Like, we persist, we go within, we have to go within. So, I mean, this is natural. Those thoughts are gonna come to your mind, but what are you gonna do with those thoughts? Don't identify. Say, no, that's not my story anymore. And that is something that at least I do. When a negative thought comes to my mind, I literally, like, I laugh about it. I'm like, no, that is not my reality anymore. I feel like with doing that, I'm minimizing that thought. I'm removing that that scary, the fear of the thought. I'm like, no, but that's not me anymore. That's not my now. That's not gonna be my future. And in that moment, I remind myself of who I am. Meaning, you do your affirmations, right? So, for example, negative thought comes to your mind, like, they broke up with me, or those hurtful things they said, like, no, that's not my story anymore. I don't identify. And in that moment, you affirm again. They love me so much. They're so committed to me. They cannot live without me. Or you do your inner conversations where they're telling you the same. I love you so much. I'm so committed to you. I can't live without you. You're the love of my life, right? So persistence, persistence, persistence. But yeah, if you have to, laugh at that negative thought 20 times, you do that 20 times or 30 times, right? But it's about not identifying with that. What's going to happen is that thought is going to stop showing up because you're like, no. And also you're going to start seeing the evidence of that new story, right? So I think persistence is so important. What else? And literally, like, go within, right? Remember that everything that we're experiencing right now in the 3D started here. So, for example, we have that thought of like, oh, they broke up with me, I'm not with them anymore. No, I go within. No, like, they love me so much, they can't live without me. Or we hear those inner conversations where they're telling us that. right? But we should not let that the outer world, the 3D world, to keep me here where all the power is, to keep me here thinking that it's still the same story. Because again, it's like I'm a walking projector, right? Like first it starts here and then it ends up out here. So if I don't like what I'm seeing out here, then I go within, understanding that what I'm experiencing right now, it's a product of my past thinking. So I go within. And I think, again, that persistence is very important. You're gonna have to commit to the process, like repetition, right? That's how we replace the story. We replace those subconscious programs by repetition. I believe it's just a thought that you keep thinking. Remember when we were little, when we were learning how to write, what did we do? We had to practice until like it became natural, right? Same thing with driving your car. In the beginning, like you're freaking out, like, you know, paying attention to everything. And then now you don't even remember how you go home. So it's just that persistence, that practice, right? And having faith in yourself. Remember that for manifesting, all we have to do is say what it is that we want and then have the faith that it's already yours. We are not supposed to figure out how, right? It's just going to the end. Like, for example, like that person is committed to me. They want to be with me, and that's it. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't care, but I just know that that's what's going to happen. That's it. So, because sometimes we minimize it, right? Or not minimize it. We, what was I going to say? Not minimize it, but like we're thinking logically. Oh, it has to come this way. It has to, no, like, or how is it going to happen? Logically, how is it going to happen? How are they going to call me if I blocked their number? Well, if you block their number or they have you blocked, they're going to find another way, but it's not your job to say it has to happen this way. Just be open. Like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I don't know how they're going to reach out to me, but they're going to reach out to me. If they have to come to my door and knock on the door, they're going to do that. But I don't need to worry about how it's going to happen, right? With my story, I'm sure you've heard it before. When I was manifesting getting a visa so I could come here to the United States and be with my partner from back then, my ex-husband, I didn't say like, oh, like it's gonna happen this way, right? I just said, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna get my visa. Because I applied for the visa 2 times, I got denied. So all I did was like, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna have my visa and I'm gonna be over there with my person, meaning here. And what happened was I got invited to go to Switzerland for free. That's how I got, you know, had proved that I had been outside of Mexico, where I'm from. And by seeing that I had been to other countries and I came back, they gave me the visa. But I never thought like, okay, well, for me to get the visa, I have to another country. I have to go to Europe, and then that's how I'm gonna get my visa. I didn't say how it was gonna happen. I just focused in the end, like I'm gonna have my visa and I'm gonna be with my person. I don't care how. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but that's what's gonna happen. So yeah, just be open, right? I don't know how they're gonna reach out to me. I don't care, but they are. I don't know how they're gonna leave that third party. I don't know, I don't care, but all I know is they're gonna come back to me because I'm the one they love, right? So try to go more general. And also I wanted to share a quote by Neville from the lecture, The Artist is God. The Artist is God. And he says the following: choose an image you would like to express. Feel you are that image, right? For example, I am that person that is with them. I'm in a relationship with them. They are committed to me, right? Feel you are that image. So appropriate it that it must come forth in your world of shadows. So appropriate that it must come forth in your world of shadows. It's written wrong. Do that, and you are praying. For prayer is your own wonderful human imagination, drenched with feeling. You see, your world within, your imagination, that's what manifests everything. I could tell you story after story after story of those who have drenched themselves with the feeling of having their desire and getting it. So it's all about going within, right? Use, like Neville used to say, your wonderful human imagination. So also he said, feel the wedding ring if that is your desire. Feel the thrill of applause or the joy of a child in your arms. Anything is possible if you can feel it. But if you are going to use reason, it will never happen. Meaning thinking, oh, well, how's it gonna happen? Like logically, how's it gonna happen? Don't go there. Don't think logically, right? So again, anything is possible if you can feel it. But if you're going to use reason, it will never happen, because failure becomes your image. So if you're focusing on how is it going to happen, it's impossible, then that's going to be the image, meaning that's what you're going to manifest. More reasons why it's not going to happen. More reasons for why you're not going to get what you want, the commitment, the money, the job, whatever it is that you want. So you don't realize it, but there are two of you, and that is your deeper self that tells you it cannot happen, meaning like your logical imagination, your fears, right? But no real belief can ever be suppressed for long, for your inward conviction must find some external objective habitation, and it will. Okay, so I hope that this video helped you. Again, follow this easy steps, but just know that you can turn any situation around. Nothing is impossible and everything is possible. Okay, but first of all, have faith in yourself. I think that's the key. Okay, so I love you guys so much. I hope and intend that this video helped you. Once again, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I would love to help you. All the details are down below, and thank you so much for liking, watching, and subscribing. Love you. Bye.